फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू लर्निंग एक्सेस पॉइंट। दोस्तों, हमारे चैनल पे आपका स्वागत है। दोस्तों, आज हम ऑल कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक लेके आए हैं, जो कि है ग्रेविटेशन। तो चलिए दोस्तों, वीडियो में आगे बढ़ने से पहले आपको ये बता दें कि अगर आप किसी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम की तैयारी कर रहे हैं तो हमारे चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें और सभी नोटिफिकेशंस के लिए बेल आइकन दबाना बिल्कुल ना भूलें। तो चलिए दोस्तों, वीडियो में आगे बढ़ते हैं। दोस्तों, फर्स्ट लेट्स नो व्हाट इज ग्रेविटेशन। Every body attracts other body by a force called force of Newton's law of gravitation. The force of gravitational attraction between two-point bodies is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Let's consider two-point bodies of mass m1 and m2 are placed at a distance r. The force of gravitational attraction between them F is equal to g m1 into m2 divided by r square. Here g is constant called universal gas constant, universal gravitational constant, into 10 to the power 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. So let's see what is gravity. The gravitational force of earth is called gravity. Gravity is the force by which earth pulls a body towards its center. The acceleration produced in a body due to force of gravity is called due to gravity, denoted as small g, and its value is 9.8 meter per second square. Acceleration due to gravity is independent of shape, size and mass of the body. Let's see some important points about gravity. What is the points important related to variation in g? So let's see. Value of g decreases with height or depth from Earth's surface. G is maximum at poles. G is minimum at equator. G decreases due to rotation of Earth. G decreases if angular speed of Earth increases and increases if angular speed of Earth decreases. So we can say that gravity is directly not but inversely proportional to the angular speed of Earth. If angular speed of Earth becomes 17 times its present value, equator becomes weightless. Weight of a body in a lift. Let's see some points related to weight of the body in a lift. First one is a body on the lift is stationary or moving with a uniform speed either upward or downward. The apparent weight of a body is equal to its true weight. If lift is going up with acceleration, the apparent weight of a body is more than the true weight value. If lift is going down with acceleration, the apparent weight of a body is less than the true weight. If the cord of the lift is broken, it falls freely. In this situation, the weight of body in the lift becomes zero. This is the situation of weightlessness. While going down, if the acceleration of lift is more than acceleration due to gravity, a body in the lift goes in contact of the ceiling of lift. Let's move forward. Now let's see what are the Kepler's law of planetary motion. These are very important law which we will see and talk about in this video. First law is all planets move around the sun in elliptical orbits, with the sun being at rest at one focus of the orbit. That is the Kepler first law. As you can see in the picture, all planets are moving in the sun in elliptical orbit, with the sun being at the center and at one of the orbit foci. The position vector of the planet with sun at the origin sweeps out equal areas in equal time. The aerial velocity of planet around the sun always remains constant. A consequence of this law is that the speed of planet increases when the planet is closer to the sun and decreases when the planet is far away from sun. The speed of a planet is maximum when it is at perigee and minimum when it is apogee. That was the second law of Kepler's law. Let's see the third law. The square of the period of revolution of a planet around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of mean distance of planets from the sun. If t is time period of revolution and r is the mean distance of planet from the sun, then t is directly proportional to r cube. Clearly, planets have a larger period of revolution. The time period of nearest planet Mercury is 88 days, whereas time period of farthest planet Pluto is 247.7 years. Here you can see in the picture the Kepler's third law. So there is a major axis and Sun is one of the foci, and we can see that the square of the period of revolution of the planet on the Sun is directly proportional to cube of mean distance of planet from the Sun. Here you can see in the picture. Here is perihelion and it's aphelion. Now let's move to the topic of satellites. What are satellites? Satellites are natural or artificial bodies revolving around a planet under its gravitational attraction. Moon is a natural satellite while InSat IB is an artificial satellite of Earth. There are many artificial satellites in the space. So Earth has only one natural satellite, that is Moon. Orbital speed of a satellite is independent of its mass, and satellites of different masses revolving in the orbit of same radius have same orbital speed. Orbital speed of a satellite depends upon the radius of orbit. Height of satellite from the surface of Earth. Greater the radius of orbit, lesser will be the orbital speed. So we can say that the radius of the orbit is inversely proportional to the orbital speed. The orbital speed of a satellite revolving near the surface of Earth is 7.9 km per second. Now let's study period of revolution of a satellite. Then let's see what is period of revolution of a satellite. Time taken by a satellite to complete one revolution in its orbit is called its period of revolution. That is period of revolution circumference equal to circumference of orbit or orbital speed. Period of revolution of a satellite depends upon the height of satellite from the surface of Earth. Greater the height, more will be the period of revolution. So we can say that the height of the satellite is directly proportional to the period of revolution. Period of revolution of a satellite is independent of its mass. The period of revolution of satellite revolving near the surface of Earth is 1 hour 24 minutes. That is 84 minutes. Let's see what is geostationary satellite. If a satellite revolves in equatorial plane in the direction of Earth rotation from west to east with a period of revolution equal to time period of rotation of Earth on its own axis, that is 24 hours, then the satellite will appear stationary relative to Earth. Such a state of satellite is called geostationary satellite. Such a satellite revolves around the Earth at a height of 36,000 km. The orbit of geostationary satellite is called parking orbit. Arthur C. Clarke was first to predict that a communication satellite can be stationed in the geosynchronous orbit. Now let's see what is escape velocity. So escape velocity is that minimum velocity with which body should be projected from the surface of Earth so as it goes out of gravitational field of Earth and never return to Earth. And that is the escape velocity. That is the definition of escape velocity. Escape velocity is independent of the mass, shape and size of the body and its direction of projection. Escape velocity is also called second cosmic velocity. For Earth, escape velocity is 11.2 km per second. For Moon, escape velocity is equal to 2.4 km per second. Here are some of the important points about escape velocity. So let's see. Orbital velocity of a satellite V0 equal to VGR, and escape velocity V is equal to V2 V square GR, where R is radius of Earth, that is velocity is equal to v2 by v0, that is escape velocity is v square times the orbital velocity. So that was the video about the gravitation. Thanks for watching the video. If the video is useful to you, please like and share the video, and please subscribe the channel for latest update on GK and current affairs as well as exam notification. If you want to get the PDF of the file on the topic given in the video, please go to our Telegram channel and join it to get the PDF of the file. Feel free to suggest topics of your requirement in the comment section. Keep learning with Learning Access Point. Thanks for visiting our channel.